5 names, 1 golden ball, and only one of them will be holding it on October 26th. Kylian Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembélé, Jude Bellingham, and Lionel Messi. 4 of them are going home disappointed. Stay until the end. The answer might surprise you. Let's start with the alien Lionel Messi, a man who's already won it 8 times. No player in history even comes close to that. This summer, for one brief moment, it looked possible. Argentina in the World Cup final. Messi with a chance to win the World Cup back-to-back. The football world held its breath. Then came the final against Spain, and Messi couldn't make the difference. Argentina lost, and that's exactly the problem. The Ballon d'Or can be sentimental, but not sentimental enough to hand it over for a lost final. As painful as it is for 2026, the Messi story is probably one to remember, not one to win. Jude Bellingham. Then he basically exploded at this World Cup. 6 goals. 4 Player of the Match awards. England stormed into the semifinals, driven by a midfielder who suddenly seemed to be everywhere. Goals, assists, decisive moments in the biggest games. His odds crashed from 100 to 1 down to 8 to 1. That's not a small move. That's an earthquake. But is one great summer enough, without the big club trophy to back it up? England went out in the semis. And that missing trophy could end up being the difference between great story and Ballon d'Or winner. Ousmane Dembélé is the reigning champion, the man who won the Ballon d'Or in 2025. And do you know how rare it is to defend that title? Since the late 80s, only 2 players have managed it, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Nobody else. Dembélé had an injury-hit season and still scored 20 goals for PSG, including 7 in the Champions League knockout stages, one of them in the final. PSG became only the 2nd club ever to successfully defend the Champions League title. At the World Cup, he kept it going. 6 goals for France, including a hat-trick against Iraq. Sounds like the perfect case, right? But here's the catch. At this World Cup, Dembélé wasn't even the best player on his own team. And in a World Cup year, defending a Champions League title suddenly counts for less than you'd think. Kylian Mbappe had one of the strangest years of his career, booed in his own Bernabeu, an online petition with millions of signatures calling for him to be sold. Real Madrid, trophyless for the 2nd year in a row. And yet, Champions League top scorer, La Liga top scorer, and then this World Cup, 8 goals through to the semifinals, on track to lead France to a 2nd World Cup title in 8 years. Then the 2-0 loss to Spain in the semifinal, the dream over. Still, 2 goals in the 3rd-place match against England, 10 World Cup goals in total, level with Messi on the tournament's all-time scoring list. With some bookmakers, he's even the new favorite. An incredible story of rejection turned record chase. But without a major trophy at the end, is that really enough? So, 4 stories, 4 strong cases, and you're still asking yourself, who's actually winning this thing? Here's what the numbers and the current rankings say. It's Lamine Yamal, 19 years old, and already on track to become the youngest player in history to win the Ballon d'Or. Look at his season, 2 straight La Liga titles with Barcelona, a Supercopa title, over 40 goal contributions across the season, and then, this summer, the crowning moment. World Cup winner with Spain, the first player ever to play in both a European Championship final and a World Cup final before turning 20. He himself only scored 1 goal at the World Cup, but that's exactly his strongest argument. He didn't need to be the top scorer. He was the player a whole team and a whole title was built around. Mbappe has the goals. Dembélé has the title defense. Bellingham has the surprise factor. Messi has the legend status. But Yamal has the World Cup title, the consistency across the whole season, and the narrative voters love. The next great star delivering exactly when it matters most. As things stand ahead of the ceremony on October 26th, he's the man nobody can get past. Did we forget someone? Type it in the comment section.